Well, welcome everyone. And here we are on a rather wet, grey Monday. So yes, today the focus is to really energize the core. And core, by which I mean really this band of muscles, your whole abdominal wall really, of muscles going around into the base of the spine, which is in many traditions seem to really be the center of one's energy flow. If you think really, when we move, we are moving from our core. We often forget that. We just kind of poke out our arms and see them as kind of these separate, kind of stuck on appendages to the body. Legs likewise. But all of this is really coming from this swell of energy, this strength of energy rising from the core and then emanating outwards down into the limbs, down up into the head, down into the legs. So obviously a strong core is going to be useful because it is right at the center of the body. And you've got this long skeleton lifting upwards away from the earth. To stand upright, you need to kind of keep this intact, really. You could say it's really like your physical center of gravity and your emotional center of gravity. It's where you root downwards to the earth. It's also where you lift your energy upwards to these rather more subtle vibrations of being human. So that's the focus of the class. We'll just start doing a little bit of breath work here. Hands on the lap here, and just draw up through your spine. Do sit up on a block if you'd like to. Now a deep in-breath down into your belly. Feel the warmth of that breath arising. Breathing out from the belly, just letting the breath go. Do that a couple more times. Breathing in. Really feel that breath touching the belly. Breathing out. You'll note I'm just pausing with the in-breath in the belly. So holding it in just a little while, just to feel that flow of energy down in the base of the body, and breathing out when you're ready to. Do a couple more. That little pause. Make sure you don't put any strain there in the shoulders when you're drawing in. Breathing out. And a final round. Breathing in. Pausing. Breathing out. Now hands just coming onto your knees now. And again, lift up through the spine. Now we're going to just do a Kapalabhati breath, which is breath of fire, just to bring a little bit more warmth down into the belly. So to do so, if you start to breathe in a short, sharp in-breath, filling halfway up. And then you're going to breathe out, pulling your stomach in and out. So breathing out when you're ready. As you just keep doing that, if you put your hand on your belly, it just may help you to kind of keep that focus of energy there. Do go at a steady pace. You don't have to make this quick at all. Coming to the end of the first round. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. And just pause for a moment. No breath inside you. The breath's outside of the body. And then when you're ready to, breathing in again. Breathing out, normal. And just a normal breath in between. Then we'll do another round. So short, sharp in breath, filling halfway up. And then using your belly to push the breath out. Getting to the end of the second round. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. And just pausing there, all the breaths pushed out of the body. And just draw up through your core muscles here now as you got the breath out of the body. When you are ready to breathe in again, just let go of all that and just breathe in normally. Breathing out normally. Breathing in and out. Last round. Breathe in, halfway full. Breathing out. Really using your diaphragm here to push out the breath. Getting to the end of this final round. 3, 2, 1. Out breath. All the breath out of the body. Just pausing. Drawing up through your core muscles. So you're almost pulling the energy up into the belly. Just pausing there. And when you're ready to, just relaxing everything. A few natural breaths. And one more. Hopefully you'll feel a little bit more warmth now down the core, through the belly. And from here, we're going to come onto all fours. So you're arriving on all fours. Now make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders here. You're drawing up now through the belly, so keep lifting up to support this band of muscles around the back of the spine. Nice neutral spine here. Lengthen out through your neck. Lovely. And now keeping your belly lifted as you come into your cat, your spine curving up, head hanging down. Breathe out, keep that belly lifted. Breathe in, you're lengthening through up into your chest. Keep a soft gaze. The out breath, belly lifting, spine curving. Into your in breath, spine lengthening, drawing up and through the body. Another round. The out breath. Into your in breath. And again. One more. Back to that neutral spine. So the belly lifting up again there. Relax down into your shoulders, into hands. Right leg lifting out behind you. Now look forward as you do this. So you really lengthen through your spine. Keep your belly lifted. One more. Left leg lifting. So you're in plank here. But feel your feet drawing back, lift up through your core. Last breath. Right knee coming down. And just take a couple of breaths so you're balanced out both sides. Left leg stretching out. Lifting up through the belly, lovely. And then your left leg coming down. Now ease back to your heels and you're going to give yourself a deep out breath out through the mouth. Forward coming to rest. And then you'll come back and onto all fours. And once you're here, taking your hips now into a figure of 8 from side to side. Now keep your belly lifted as you move into your figure of 8s. Just opening out from one hip into the other. But keeping that awareness of your core as you move from side to side. One more breath here. Make sure your hands are really anchored down, your fingers spread wide. Lovely. And your toes tucked under. Now, toes tucked under, your heels are high, and you're really rooting back into your heels here. So you feel that sense of energy through the body. It's active rather than passive here, drawing back into your heels. Knees lifting just a fraction off the mat, you're hovering here. You'll feel it in your core. We find it takes probably 2 breaths and then there's a little bit of a shake. Another breath more. And lowering your knees down. Just ease back to your heels, but keep your belly lifted as you do so. Elbows to the side, you can just relax down for a breath. Again, maybe a breath out through the mouth. And arriving back up onto all fours, belly lifted. Now, knees lifting again, you're hovering again. Keep the gaze forward. Feel your feet, feel the hands, feel your body. One more breath. This time we're lifting up, knees bent into down dog with our heels lifted. Note how the heels have really lifted high here. Belly to spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next in breath, bend your knees, draw your sit bones back. Like you're a cat, you're about to spring forward. Look forward, breathe in. And breathing out, lifting up and over into a plank. Keep your hips lifted. Ease back into down dog, breathe out. Heels can come to the mat this time. And a deep out breath through the mouth. Now, on your next in breath, if you lift up your heels again, and then you can draw up through your sit bones, and your next out breath, you'll bring your feet up to the top of the mat. You can walk them, keep your heels lifted if you're walking up. Help to just work your core a little bit more, and you'll arrive on the top of the mat. Once you're there, in breath, offering spine. Belly lifted, out breath, folding down the length of the legs. Another in breath, off your spine. Your out breath, folding down the length of the legs. One more. And folding. Coming to rise, breathe in. And breathing out, back and into your heart. So, fingertips width apart now, hands at the heart, elbows lifting to the sides. Breathing in, your palms are lifting up above the head. And breathing out, like you're separating the sky, pulling the sky apart, your elbows coming to the sides. And you're just pausing there, goalpost dance. Fingers spread wide. Now draw your belly in towards your spine here. And see if you can lift up a little bit through your pelvic floor as well. So you really feel the shape of your body, of the skeleton. Now keeping that lift through the pelvic floor, belly to spine. Breathing in, the arms floating up. Breathing out, coming back down to the sides of the body, goalposts. Breathing in, lifting up. Out breath. So hopefully it gives you just a sense of that awareness of the core in the centre of the body and how much energy is actually coming from that to lift the arms. How as you start to draw upwards, there's this upward flow of energy from that base of the body. Out breath, into your in breath. And this time with the arms floating up, we're going to fold all the way down, letting your spine curve as you do so. A bit of bend through the knees. And the spine will lower down the length of the legs. You're into a forward fold. In breath, offering your spine, looking forward. Out breath, folding. And on the in breath of your spine. And the out breath, folding. One more round. Hands arriving down on the mat. And with the hands planted down, just bring your weight forward onto the hands a little bit. Lift up your heels. And you're stepping back into down dog. Now just find a comfortable position in down dog. Draw up into your sit bones, belly to spine, hands reaching forward. Find space between fingers. And your in breath, you're coming up and over, off your heels, the spine easing forward into a plank. Lift up through your belly as you arrive in your plank. Lovely. Another breath. And your out breath, easing back again into down dog. Lovely. Now right leg lifting up, point out the toe of your right foot and see if you can level your hips here. So you don't want to open out into the pelvis too much. Got a nice level hip so you can balance the plate on the back of the spine. Now lift up off your heel, look forward, breathe in, draw upwards, and little hop forward. Going to do the same again, a little hop forward. One more. Keep pointing up through that back leg. One more maybe. And you're here in a standing split. So point that back leg, walk the hands in a little bit, and folding down the front leg. Keep reaching up through the back leg. And then, very slowly, that back foot's going to start to lower down. Keep your control as much as you can. The toes will come to rise first on the floor. You're going to ride down and you'll ease back, lift, shuffle that foot back a little bit into your back heel. Gaze forward. Couple of breaths here. Hands rooting down. And then you're going to lift up and you're riding into a forward fold down the front leg. Now you may want to walk your hands in a little bit here. So they're kind of underneath your shoulders a little bit there. Breathe in, look forward, breathing out, folding down the front leg. Do put a bit of bend into your front knee if you need to, that's more comfortable. But all the time, see if you can draw upwards into your sit bones and root that energy down the back leg. Bring your hands forward a little bit if you need to, and then you can step back into down dog. Well done. Breathe in, let your sit bones lift. Breathing out, we come down and over into a plank, or else knees down to the floor. So either version you want. Lowering down. In breath into a cobra, and out breath, you're back into down dog. Now your left leg's lifting up now. So nice level hips across the back of the spine. Point that back foot. Start to lift up off that front heel. Look forward, bend the knee a little bit, little hop. A few more to come up to the top of the mat. Maybe one more. And then once you're there, you can walk the hands back a little bit. You can hold on to a leg that feels more secure. Do use blocks. And you're folding down the front leg into a standing splits. Keep going, keep going. I know it's quite heavy duty on that front leg and on the back leg as well. The last breath. And then slowly, slowly, keeping that back leg really active, you're slowly starting to lower it down. Now you've really got to use, you'll feel that core control as that back leg comes down. Keep stabilising it, roll out a little bit faster. The very end, keep it steady, and the foot will come down. So you're back into your lunge here. Look forward, drop forward, keep your belly lifting. Another breath. And you're riding into your forward fold, down the front leg. So you're lifting up through this front leg again, anchoring energy down that back leg. You can walk your hands back a little bit, so go underneath shoulders. Breathing in, looking forward. Breathing out, folding. Your next breath, hands coming forward, and you're stepping back and into down dog. Now give yourself a nice deep breath out through the mouth. Kind of learn to come out a little bit. And breathing in, slowly find your way over into a plank. Keep your core lifted. Breathing out, knees to the floor this time. And we're starting to lower the chest down towards the mat. So you're kind of in a caterpillar shape. You can pause there for a moment. And then in-breath to the mat. Feet flat. Breathing in, lifting up into cobra. And coming back into child. Now, do you remember you can drop out at any point in this class if you're finding it a bit heavy duty. I am recording it as well, so you will find all these kind of core things. It's amazing how quickly it actually builds. So don't feel at all kind of like, oh, help. You know, honestly, truly, having just done just a few days of quite concerted core work, it's quite amazing how quickly you start to kind of build up that inner strength again. If you kind of put it down for a little while. Then we'll take a couple more rounds of breath here. And then, if you find your way through and onto your belly, so you're kind of coming just through as you would into cobra, arriving on the belly. Lovely. Now your hands are coming to the sides of your body and your palms are facing up. So face can go forward or else do turn it onto the side if you prefer. So breathing in, we're going to draw our shoulder blades back towards one another. Your chest will lift a fraction as you do that. Now, this is working the lower spine. Do go easily here, breathing in, starting to lift up a little bit, but keep your hands anchored on the floor. Excuse me if I find it hard to talk and breathe at the same time here. Couple of breaths. Do one more. And you're riding back down on the mat. Now enjoy that lovely sense of riding back down on the mat for a couple of moments. Do turn your head the opposite way though, you tend to turn it one way. Into another round. So starting, you'll join your shoulder blades together. You can see that lifts the chest. Root down into the backs of the hands. Breathing in, lifting the spine. Feet on the floor, hands on the floor. Last round. And arriving back down. Now you're welcome to do one more round of that. If you want another little challenge, you can interlace your fingers behind your spine, breathing in, draw those shoulder blades together, then you're lifting up hands, lifting up chest. See if you can keep the gaze as soft as you can here. Last round, and arriving down. Hands underneath your shoulders. And a nice deep in-breath into a cobra. Keep your elbow points drawing back. Lifting up. Breathing in. And breathing out. You're easing up and back into down dog again. Well done. Now, just so you can kind of see what it's like to repeat something now, your in-breath, your right leg drawing up, point that toe, keep the hips level. Deep breath there, start to lift up off that left heel. Now bend the knee a little bit, keep the right leg as high up as you can. Breathing in, a little hop. See if you can make your hops as dainty as you can. Another hop, another hop. One more. Walk your hands back in a little bit, and you're folding down that front leg. Another round of breath, and again, right foot, slowly, slowly, so you use your core here, and that left leg, it's going to bend a little bit, the left knee, so you're draped over it, keep it coming down that right foot, the end gravity wants to take over, keep the core steady, you're back into your high lunge. And this time, keep your left hand on the floor, right arm lifting up, ease forward, still keep that back heel lifted. Right arm coming over. Belly to spine. And right hand coming to the floor. Well done. Step back into down dog again. Breathe out through the mouth. And your left leg lifting up. So point that left toe, keep the hips level. Pointing up into the left leg, and then start to bend your right knee a little bit. You'll kind of feel, you keep drawing up to the core, you will feel almost a bounciness, a buoyancy start to lift through the body. The heel lifted, a little hop, another one, one more, and you're into your forward fold. Left leg lifted. One more round of breath. And then with the front knee slightly bending, as your left leg stretches out behind you, start to lower it down, keep it slow right to the end, keep the control going right to the end there, the foot comes to the floor, and you're into your lunge here on the front leg. Now, when you're really rooted and you feel comfortable there, then your left arm can lift up. One more round. And the right arm coming up and over. Right hand coming down, and you're back into down dog. Well done. Deep out breath through the mouth. In breath, lift up and over into your plank. And then really it's up to you how you find your way down to the floor. So you can either lower down, your knees can come down. But finding your way down and just arriving on the belly. So making yourself comfortable there, hands behind you now, feet pointing out behind you. And we're coming into a few rounds of Shalabhasana. So you're squeezing shoulder blades together, hands are lifting this time. Make sure they're not flying too much out behind you, stretching out along the body, and your legs lifting. Few breaths. One more, and lowering down. And your head can turn to one side for a few resting breaths. Now, coming to another round of breath, you may just want to do the same again there. Otherwise, another little challenge, we will come into Shalabhasana together. So legs lifting, arms out behind you. Now, here you can start to almost like skirt with the back of the hands up along the floor. Keep your elbow points pointing up. Stretch the arms out in front. Start to draw them back in, elbow points up. The hands reach out behind you. And we come back to the floor and head turning the other way. Head back to the centre line again, and we'll do one more round of that. If you want to just do straightforward Shalabhasana, legs, arms lifting, that's all good. If you want to do with a hand variation, you're coming up, round of breath there, and then keep your breath flowing as your hands scoot up, start to stretch out in front of you, start to come back. Another round of breath. The feet coming down, hands coming down behind your shoulders. In breath, a slow lift into Cobra. And out breath, easing back into Child. And hands either sides of the body, starting to lift up, and you're into kneeling. Just give yourself, say, between 3 and 5 rounds of breath here in kneeling. Just sitting on your big toe pads, one on top of the other, like that. And then, just putting a little bit of distance between your knees. With your in-breath, you'll start to lift up onto your knees, your arms floating up above you. Now, belly to spine, drawing into the base of the body, and breathing out. With your arms in alignment with the spine, you're starting to sit back on your heels, arms reaching forward still. Don't let them drop down yet. You'll come onto the heels, and then your arms can float down. Let them move with your spine bones. You're working from the core rather than the arms kind of taking over. Back into Child. Another in-breath, start to lift up. Nice deep in-breath, maybe 1 or 2 rounds of breath there. Now with the arms floating up, you're starting to ease backwards to the heels. Keep that awareness of your core as you move. Slow and steady down onto your heels. And then once you arrive, now draw into the belly here. So tempting to almost let gravity take over here and to kind of follow that flow and then lose that sense of awareness of the core. Keep coming down, hands to the mat, follow to the mat. Into the last round, lifting up. And this time, we're going to try and bring everything down at the same time. So you want your spine to move. So ideally, our hands and our bottoms are going to arrive on the floor at the same time. Keep moving slowly through, all the way down until you come back into child. And from there, you're coming up and into kneeling. And then you bring your legs out in front of you. And you're lying in Dandasana, so just scoop the flesh away from your sit bones here. So you really feel like you're sitting on the tops of your sit bones. There's that slight tilt forward of the pelvis. Lift up, draw your feet back towards you, and then feel the sense of drawing into the core. As you draw in your belly, just feel that sense of support at the back of the spine. Just moving your head around maybe a little bit, shoulders from side to side. And if you just let your spine move a little bit, twist from side to side there. Just note if there's any resistance. Lovely, enough breath. And then left arm reaching down towards the right foot. So it may kind of come more towards the right shin. Just reaching down that left arm towards the right foot. Right arm stretching out behind you. The thumb up. You're into a twist there. So it doesn't matter where the hands are here. Just finding that twisting action through the base of the body. And now we're going to windmill round with the arms. So right arm will come to the left side, left arm out behind you. Windmill your arms again, so you're pivoting on your spine here. Now, can you keep a rotation through the core of the body? So your arms are just going to follow that rotation through your spine, rather than feeling your arms are kind of directing the movement. Another breath there. And then again, the arms will lift. And now moving through your trunk of the body. Keep your gaze soft, so then you can almost feel it when you soften your gaze, rather than feeling like the eyes get caught up in the arms and what they're doing. Over to the other side. And you're right back into the forward fold. Left arm joining the right, hands reaching forward to feet, to legs, to the floor, either sides. Now lift up through your spine, belly to spine. Out breath, folding downwards. Elbows can draw out to the sides of the body. And just move your head a little bit between shoulders. Put a little bit of free movement through your spine here, through the arms. Just looking to move into any resistance rather than pulling away. Just gently easing our way into the body. Another breath. And you're coming up and into sitting again. So hands coming now either sides of the body, just at waist height here. And breathing in, your right knee is lifting up towards your core. Now the foot's going to be lifted a fraction off the mat. If you do need to place it down, of course do so. But feeling a sense of lifting up again into the belly. Keep the gaze soft. Out breath. Right legs travelling along the floor. Let the foot hover a little bit off the mat. Lift up into your core. Lift up through the spine. Make sure you're still balanced on the top of the sit bones. Right heel coming down. Left knee drawing inwards, scooting up. And it's coming up to your core. Foot just slightly hovering off the floor. Now the spine may want to sink a little bit there, so just keep uplifting as much as you can with the core. Another breath. And then you're slowly drawing that heel back down. Draw into your core as it hovers. And left foot down. Now, coming right up onto the top of your sit bones, and to do so you may just want to put your hands down, just lift your bottom up a bit and then plant yourself. So when you've done that maybe a couple of times, it's quite a good exercise in itself, just feel that sense of lifting up from the hands, lifting up the bottom. And then once you've done that, both heels drawing in. Now you can use your hands here as a prop. Your heels are slightly lifted. Then you can see if you can just lift your arms out anywhere you want, either just above you here, out in front of you, out to the sides. And just take a few breaths there, balance. You will start to feel it in your belly, draw in and up. Now either dropping the hands down, lowering the legs out, else keeping the arms lifted, and you're slowly, slowly putting out the legs and coming back down. That was quite hard, I wasn't expecting that. So we'll just do one more round there, the knees coming up again, feet hovering off the mat. Take the more comfortable option, hands down by the floor. If not, your arms are out either sides. How relaxed can you be? Whatever happens next as gravity takes over, keep drawing up, lift up into your core, support it. Feet lifting, hovering, and coming down. And we all meet in a forward fold here. Now do put a bit of free movement in your forward fold here. Don't think it's going to be static at all. Just let your spine move, ebb and flow with that forward fold, with your breath. And another round of breath here. And we're coming up and into sitting. So, bending your knees now and coming down onto the spine. And we all hug our knees into the chest. And once you've got your knees hugged in, bring your hands over the tops of the knees, fingers pointing away from you. In breath, your knees away from you, just as far as your arms want to comfortably reach. Out breath, knees drawing back in. Now the awareness now on the belly, on the base of the body, the navel and the core. And just feel that subtle movement. As you open up the knees, open up your energy, draw inwards into the core. Really take time here, slow down your breath, breathing deeply down into the belly. Almost like you're massaging out all your internal organs with your breath. Giving yourself one more round of breath here. And then we're dropping these down to the floor. And you're going to stretch your right leg out in front of you, down on the mat. Left knee still bent. Now, starting to roll over, arms can just come to the sides. Starting to roll over onto your right side of the body. And with your right hand, you can just catch hold of that left leg and just draw the right knee down towards you, down towards the floor. Left arm can then reach out behind you, even a T shape, above the head a little bit. Else you can just rest it on that left hip. You can just massage out any tightness that you feel in the glutes, round the back of the body. And it feels good there. And a few breaths into twists. Your gaze can turn away from the right side of the body towards the left. Coming back again, both knees up to the centre line. And now stretch out your left leg on the mat. So this time with your left hand, it's reaching towards your right knee. It's taking it over, pulling you onto that left hip. And your right arm can stretch out. And lastly, your gaze can turn towards the right. If you do prefer to use that right hand, just to massage out around the glutes, and do feel free. Coming back to your centre line, both knees into the chest now. Now you've got a couple of moments really. You can come straight into Shavasana. If you do want to do anything else, you may want to just do another twist. You may just want to come into Happy Baby, catching hold of feet, taking them apart from one another on the back. You could come into Butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides. Or else enjoy a nice long Shavasana. Just take your pick here for a moment, a few rounds of breath. With your inner twist, you may want to swap sides now. If you're in another position, you may want to change it now. And then give yourself another couple of breaths. And then finding your way up and then into Shavasana. So legs stretching out, arms by the sides of the body. And lastly, your gaze shutting. And enjoying that sense of sinking into stillness. Into a silence, a rest within the body. Now, if you would like to give yourself a bit longer in Shavasana, then do feel free to do so. But if you do need to move on with your day, then starting to become aware of sounds around you, your surroundings. And when you're ready to move your fingers, toes, the head from side to side, do so. Really bringing attention now to the next few breaths, without actually changing the flow of your natural breath. Just note how the body breathes. And letting yourself rest with awareness in the flow of breath. And then starting to roll, bending knees, rolling over to the right side. And finding your way up and into sitting. And once you're there, taking a comfortable seat and hands resting on the lap or on the knees. And just letting your eyes shut. And again, without changing the rhythm of your breath, just letting yourself breathe as you find it. But just bringing awareness down to your belly. And feeling your breath touch your core. Feel the energy in the breath, touching the body. Feeling the warmth of the breath, radiating out from the core. And each breath, filling up you from the inside. Touching and then expanding this source of energy within us. Opening out the flow of our energy and letting it move more freely through the body. To flow through our minds. And hands coming up to the heart. And there, just giving gratitude to anything in your life, body, mind, around you, for which you'd like to give some flow of goodwill, gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming up and into sitting again. Thank you very much.